Hey, what's up guys? I'm still working on the next video, but in the meantime, Huion contacted me about reviewing their KAMVAS GT-191 tablet. I was pretty interested in reviewing it because I use an 8-year-old CINTIQ, and when I got it, there really weren't any other good pen display options on the market, so I've been looking forward to seeing how they compare. I'm having a little trouble with it here because I'm at such a weird angle so the camera can see what I'm doing. I'm not this bad at opening boxes, I swear. And there's the famous Huion thank you card. That's a nice little touch. So first we have this little box with accessories, I guess. There's a little bag with extra nibs for the pen, and I think this one had the screws to attach to the stand. And oh, here's the little tablet glove thing. That's useful. And then there's a bunch of cords, and here's a screen cleaner. A screwdriver too. In case you don't have one, I guess? It's actually kind of nice how much extra stuff they include with this tablet. More cords. I think that one's the power adapter. And finally the pen stand. Looks like it has even more extra nibs in the bottom. Okay, let's pull this out and see what we've got. Looks like a few more accessories, some cords, and this must be the pen, judging by the little pen icon on there. It's a lot lighter than the CINTIQ's pen, but it still fits very easily into my hand. These pens actually need to be charged, which is a minor annoyance, but at least they include two of them so you can charge one while you use the other. That's nice. This must be the stand. I'm having a little trouble figuring out how to adjust it here, so I just moved on, but for future reference you can just pull the little tab on the back. Pretty easy. Here's the instructions and the driver, super simple to use actually. And finally we have the tablet itself. Sorry for the jump cut there, I was holding it up to the camera, but you could very clearly see my reflection, and I think we need something a little more dramatic than a tablet review to do a face reveal. So let's get to the review. So this is going to be an interesting review because I already have a Wacom CINTIQ, which is generally considered the industry standard. My CINTIQ is about 8 years old, and when I got it, it was really the only good option for pen displays, which for anyone who doesn't know is a tablet where you draw directly on the screen. I've seen a lot of alternative companies like Huion spring up since then, and I've been wanting to try some of them out. So I'll sum it up pretty simply. I think this is a fantastic tablet, 9 out of 10. The CINTIQ is still unquestionably better, but the Huion is almost as good for a fraction of the price. Setting it up and installing it was pretty straightforward. You plug it in, you install the driver, you charge the pens, you're good to go. Although I did have some issues getting it to work with Photoshop, but I think I was just using too old a version. I upgraded and it worked fine. However, the driver doesn't work with Paint Tool SAI at all, and that might be a deal breaker for some people. I rarely use SAI these days though, so it's not the end of the world. The display is crisp and clear and the pen pressure feels pretty natural for the most part. I did have to color calibrate it, but that's just because I'm so particular about that kind of stuff and it only takes a few minutes unless you want to be really precise. That's pretty typical though, like it'll always bother me that every monitor looks different. There should be universal standards so you have some idea how your art's gonna look on someone else's screen, but you know what, that's a rant for another day. I also didn't like the lack of express keys. Express keys are these programmable buttons on the side of some tablets that you can set to do different things like Ctrl-Z or Enter instead of reaching over to your keyboard to do those things. I got used to using them and this model doesn't have them, so that was a little frustrating, although there are other Huion models that do have them. If this is important to you, get one of these instead. The only other criticism I have is you have to press a little harder than I'm used to with the Huion. Now, that probably comes down to personal preference, but I sketch very lightly, like barely touching the screen lightly. But the Huion doesn't pick up these light pen strokes and I found it difficult to adapt to that. That being said, I adjusted to using it easily enough to do this painting you're watching now, so all of these are really minor complaints. I know, I just said all that stuff criticizing it, but this is actually a positive review. This is a great tablet, and many of my issues with it come down to the fact that I'm more used to using the CINTIQ. Since I already have a CINTIQ, I'll continue using that, but honestly, if this tablet had existed back when I bought my CINTIQ, I would have got the Huion instead. This is a fantastic tablet, and most people don't really need anything better than this, especially for that price difference. If you're interested in the tablet, there's links in the description, including a 5% discount code for Canadian viewers. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. Enjoy the rest of the Speedpaint, and I'll see you with the next video soon.